Let's begin today's Vanguard news by Bushiroad going full damage control as CoroCoro originally advertised in their magazine that each pack of DZSS04 would contain a high rarity card, which isn't actually the case and each pack will be random. So now both companies are issuing this notice a day before its release stating this error in order to not get sued for false advertising. This would be seriously damaging if a child with no access to social media buys a pack after reading it in the ads not knowing the urgent notice. Just like the Oshinoko manga, the Kheios epic web novel ended this week, so Bushiroad finally revealed each deck's supports in DZBT06, which if you didn't get the memo, only Rorowa was getting a new form. Memories of Abayuki is a normal order card that can only be played if you have a Tamayura Vanguard. When played, you put this card into your soul, then add up to 1 non-sentinel Rarami or stealth card from the top 7 cards of your deck. And while in the drop zone, you can pay 3 energy and binding this card if you have a grade 3 or higher Vanguard to add a fox art card with a different name than this card from your drop zone. I'm not sure if this would replace broken toys, but it does let you add Kawasohime, but otherwise it's a nice way to get back her Blitz order. Temptations of the Beginning is a Blitz order card that can only be played if you have a Kheios Vanguard and have 13 or more cards with different names in your soul, and this card can be played from your soul. When played, it gives one of your units being attacked 15k power for that battle, and this card is treated as a normal unit when it's revealed from deck or put into your soul from deck by your Kheios Vanguard's ability. Don't get any wrong ideas that Kheios suddenly got a 15k shield every turn. This card goes to the drop zone from soul after being declared as being played. Past of Captivity is a set order card that can only be played if you have a Reaver Vanguard with the glitter ability once per turn. While in the order zone, you can give a glitter unit 5k power when it's placed either on Vanguard or rear guard. And while in the order zone, you can pay 1 soul blast and resting this card to put a glitter card from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. And of course the Queen of the Glitter gets a card that synergizes with her playstyle. This basically gives herself or Obscuded up to 20k power if you have 4 copies in your order zone. And you can even run less copies of Poison Eva by soul blasting her with this card and returning it to the bottom of your deck. Then use Imagra to ride the Poison Eva you returned. Eva is so optimized at this point that the only way that the deck can brick is if all the grade 3 Obscuded somehow went to the damage zone. Encouragement from the Past is a normal order card that can only be played if you have a Thegrea Vanguard and paying 1 counter blast. When played, call up to 1 unit card with a grade equal or lower than your Vanguard from the top 7 cards of your deck. And while in the drop zone, you can pay 3 energy and binding this card to add a normal unit Thegrea from your bind zone. My expectations were low, but holy fuck. Why is it that only Thegrea's order card has a cost just to play it? Even Tamayura's new support is free and it even goes into the soul for an extra resource. It's like Bushiroad is trying their hardest so Thegrea players can't use grade 2 Maple's glitter ability. Then it being a normal order card means you can't even search it out with Retrospective Dragon, and all for just randomly calling a unit from your deck. Voltrotter and Lyell does the same job as this card and can even add Oath of Vengeance. And then the drop zone effect requires you to have already used Justice Thegrea previously in order to get something back. The only thing this card has going for is it lets you use Teeth Fallout in the deck. Flourishing Hope is a normal order card that can only be played if you have a Rorowa Vanguard. When played, you put this card into your soul, then add up to 1 glitter card from the top 7 cards of your deck. This is basically what Tamayura got, but without the drop zone effect. And despite the simple effect, it's still a better card than what Thegrea got. Wings that break the shell Momokke cannot be called to rear guard other than by its ability, and it's treated as a token unit with Momokke in its name while on rear guard. While in your hand on drop zone, you can retire a grade 0 Momokke token if you have a grade 3 or higher Vanguard to call itself to rear guard. When it's placed on rear guard during your turn, you can retire one of your other rear guards to retire one of your opponent's rear guards. And while on rear guard and have a glitter Rorowa Vanguard, it can attack from the back row if you have a Redelina in the same column as it and don't have another Momokke unit, and it gets 10k power if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. If you were confused with the amount of card text, this is just Momokke that's 5k stronger than the token form, and instead of eating a plant token to get jacked, it can throw it to retire the opponent's rear guard instead, as it can get 10k power on its own. Crossing interdimensional thoughts Rorowa, while on Vanguard and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, gives all your token units 5k power and an auto ability that lets you retire itself when your Vanguard is attacked, to give your Vanguard 5k power for that battle. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 3 energy to draw a card, then call 2 plant tokens. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can put a glitter card from either your rear guard or soul to the bottom of your deck, to either put one of your opponent's rear guards to the bottom of their deck, if you returned a Rorowa card with this ability, or to call up to 1 unit card with 1 grade lower than the card returned from your deck or drop zone, if you returned a Regalis card with this ability, and this card is a glitter unit. This card made both previous grade 3 Rorowa cards irrelevant, as you neither need them, nor can you use them with this card. Also take note that you can return a card from your eye deck to use his ability, but this is more to return the grade 3 Regalis back, so you can call her grade 2 form from your drop zone. But the real good thing about this card is it can go +3 every turn thanks to only paying 3 energy. Finally, Fire Regalis is a Regalis piece normal order card that cannot be played while in your hand or drop zone. You can remove it from play to reveal a card from the top 5 cards of your deck. You draw a card instead. If you did not reveal a card with this ability, then either add the revealed card to your hand if the revealed card was a glitter unit, or call it to rear guard if the revealed card has a grade equal or lower than your Vanguard. All this hype for the Fire Regalis, only for it to be a mere searcher. Bushiroad dropped the ball hard with both the web novel and Cross epic cards themselves. If you're wondering how to use it, you just declare that you're using it. It does not count towards your 1 order card per turn play. Take note that using this card won't fulfill cards like Segon's order requirement. It's best to just use it for a discard fodder and remove it from the drop zone. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if I should make a Thegrea rant video to explain my gripes.